Welcome to Ladies Group Chat, where reality TV lies and the internet makes it worse. Today has everything: secret girlfriends, producer mind games, Taylor ring zooms, and attachment theory somehow explaining half of it. Also, if a man is inconsistent, unavailable, and weirdly polished on camera, congratulations, your nervous system already knows. The messiest story here is Amanda saying Wes manipulated her, and that there was this secret dynamic behind the scenes that did not match his nice guy TV image. She framed it as a trauma response, which makes this hit differently, because now it's not just breakup gossip, it's about somebody feeling controlled and destabilized while the public got a totally cleaner version. And then you add the allegation that he was publicly acting exclusive while also allegedly maintaining another girlfriend. And it starts looking less like confusion and more like a pattern. That's why people are so stuck on the accountability piece. The behavior being described is manipulative, inconsistent, and very convenient for the person doing it. Now, West Wilson, not getting renewed for Summer House Season 11, has fans absolutely spiraling, especially because a lot of them connect it directly to the Amanda drama. The backlash got worse after that joke about wanting the Knicks to lose just to tank viewership, which is such an elite, annoying guy joke because it's smug and somehow boring at the same time. There's also the debate over whether Amanda and Wes should be judged equally for the chaos, and honestly, people love making those scales symmetrical when the facts don't feel symmetrical. If one person is saying they were manipulated and the other person still can't really land accountability, people are going to react harder to that. Pretty predictable, actually. Love Island remains the gold medal event in producer meddling disguised as fate. People keep pointing out that the order of confessionals, letters, reactions, all of it can be arranged to blow up drama, and there's real suspicion contestants get fed audience vibes, so they'll make certain choices. Even the mechanics are sneaky, saying someone is the least favourite, when really they just got the fewest favourite votes is a completely different emotional weapon. And when the show drags out recouplings, slows challenges, or turns Casamor into a theatrical spectacle, it stops feeling like organic chaos and starts feeling engineered for maximum panic and probably maximum money. This is bigger than one show. By the way, reality TV has always loved a selective edit. Tiny moments become feuds, weird production conditions become plot, and suddenly tabloids are treating a manipulated storyline like sworn testimony. That same logic shows up outside dating shows too. Tyra Banks pushing back on documentary edits, saying context got compressed or omitted, is basically the eternal reality TV complaint, technically real, fundamentally distorted. Olivia Wilde being served legal papers on stage is another version of the same ugly instinct, using public spectacle to shape a narrative before the facts can breathe. And then you have the modern digital version, where a hit piece, a documentary, a troll bot pile-on, or some weird coordinated criticism can create a whole fake consensus in a weekend. What's interesting is that silence actually can work if the article is paywalled and the subject doesn't feed it. The internet sometimes just gets distracted by the next shinier scandal. That's part of why podcast businesses can stay sturdy through exposés. If the audience is loyal and the revenue is diversified, one dramatic write-up doesn't automatically equal collapse. And now, the most useful part of the episode, because attachment theory really does explain why some of these storylines feel so instantly familiar. The basic framework still holds: secure, anxious, avoidant, and fearful avoidant. Different flavor profiles of romantic stress. What I love here is Dr. Emil Levine's CARP idea: consistent, available, responsive, predictable. Predictable gets treated like boring, but for an activated nervous system, predictable is hot because it means safe. Then there's SIMI, those seemingly insignificant minor interactions. The good morning text, the check-in, the tiny acknowledgement. Those little things are not little when your attachment system is already doing algebra in the dark. Neglect the SIMIs and an anxious person can spiral, an avoidant person can disappear into a cave. Everybody thinks the issue is one giant fight, when really it was 12 tiny misses. The practical tools are refreshingly unsexy and therefore probably effective. Wall tennis with love means don't escalate, just return the ball gently and consistently. And for avoidant people, even pre-written low-effort messages can help maintain steadiness instead of dropping off the map. The larger point is, you can actually rewire this stuff through repeated exposure to secure, CARP-consistent people. A secure village is a great phrase, and frankly, some of us need one more than a soulmate. Taylor Swift cannot walk into a building without the internet writing a screenplay about it. She's rumored to have spent a night in a New York studio, which immediately became, oh, she saw Joe Alwyn with Sarah Pigeon, and now she's writing maybe, or maybe she was in a studio because she is Taylor Swift, and that is where she goes. Then she pops up doing a surprise performance of You've Got a Friend in Me at the Toy Story 5 premiere, and of course everyone zooms in on the visible engagement ring situation and starts assembling theories with red string on a corkboard. Same thing with the Hall of Fame speech, the NBA Finals seating, every public appearance. She doesn't just attend things, she generates lore. Meanwhile, Jelly Roll and Bunny XO filing for divorce really shocked people because their whole public story had become this redemptive, we made it love narrative. Now there are rumours, faith questions, health chatter, GLP-1 speculation, and the reminder that audiences get very attached to a marriage storyline they did not actually live inside. The GLP-1 panic has shifted into normalization, and with that comes a very obvious cultural swing back toward a thinner ideal. People are acting like they're just asking questions, but a lot of the conversation is still deeply judgmental and very gendered. You see it with celebrity weight loss speculation, with plus-size models who slim down, with the endless demand that women explain their bodies in essay form to strangers. Same vibe with Ballerina Farm, where some critics seem less interested in transparency than in punishing a woman for choosing a hyper-traditional life they personally dislike. And then, authenticity panic spreads everywhere. Snack brands, influencer launches, Brooklyn Beckham doing a DoorDash ad while being Brooklyn Beckham. The internet now wants every public person to provide a notarized certificate proving they earned the right to exist. Olivia Wilde talking about the double standard for working mothers fits right into that. Women still get judged harder for ambition, for desire, for aging, for dating, for missing one event, for literally being visible while female. The Knicks winning the title on the road with Jalen Brunson dropping 48 was catnip for every underdog lover and every short king truther alive. The citywide celebration part is fun until it turns into people trashing property or assaulting workers, which is loser behavior no matter how many jerseys are involved. I also love how social media immediately pivots to policing celebrity fandom. Who's a real fan? Who's bandwagon? Who sat where? Who wore what? Everybody becomes the commissioner of sincerity. On the lighter side, the advice to use recurring sports events as repeat social plans is actually smart. If you want to turn one random hookup into another hang, a predictable game schedule is low-pressure romance infrastructure. And speaking of continuity, the nostalgia wave is undefeated. Paris and Nicole telling old Vegas stories, Ferret smuggling AOL names, the simple life premise manipulation, Toy Story 5 turning screen time into the villain. The 2000s are basically a content mine that never closes. That's it for Ladies Group Chat, where the edits are suspicious, but the group text is honest. Go send this to the friend who keeps calling predictability boring and then dating emotional weather systems. This episode was generated by Podkey. Create your own podkey.fm.